This is model exam for Nepal Rastra Bank for the IT officer. I collected last year questions and solved those. Let's start the videos. There will be 3 set of exam. Today let's know about first exam. That is Paper I, Information Technology, MCQ. Distributed OS works on the the Sehed principle. A. Single system image. B. Multi-system image. C. Networking image. D. File foundation. Correct answer is A. Single system image. 2. What is a collision attack in cryptography? A. Virtual routing. B. Fixed routing, dynamic routing. D. All of the above. Correct answer is fixed routing. 3. Database is generally A. System-centered. B. User-centered, company-centered. D. Data-centered. Correct answer is user-centered. 4. Remote procedure calls are used for communication between two processes. A. Remotely different from each other on the same system. B. Communication between two processes on the same system. C. Communication between two processes on separate system. D. None of above. Correct answer is communication between two processes on separate system. Divide happy 26 by sad 26. What quotient do we get? A. KDB, LDC, JCD, MC. Correct answer is KD. 6. The shift cipher is sometimes referred to as the A. Caesar cipher. B. Shift cipher. C. Cipher. D. Cipher text. Correct answer is Caesar cipher. 7. Which of the following is offered by the hash functions? A. Data integrity. B. Non-repudiation. C. Authentication. D. All of the above. Correct answer is all of the above. 8. What is the respective plain text character for C is equal to 27, 20? A. LB, OC, MD, H. Correct answer is H. 9. Which of the following is a type of architecture used in the computer nowadays? A. Microarchitecture. B. Harvard architecture. C. Von Neumann architecture. D. System design. Correct answer is Von Neumann architecture. 10. If an exception is raised and the succeeding instructions are executed completely, then the processor is said to have A. Generation word. B. Exception handling, imprecise generations. D. None of the above. Correct answer is exception handling. 11. The number successful access to memory stayed as a fraction is called as rate. A. Success. B. Hit, miss. D. Access. Correct answer is hit. 12. The function of the control unit in the CPU is A. Storing program instruction. B. Decoding program instructions, performing logical operations. D. None of the above. Correct answer is decoding program instructions. 13. Universal gate is used to realize through which gate? A. And B. ORC, not D. None of the above. Correct answer is none of the above. 14. Which of the following is correct for digital circuits? A. Less susceptible to noise or degradation in quality. B. Use transistors to create logic gates to perform Boolean logic, easier to perform error detection and correction with digital signaled, all of the above. Correct answer is all of the above. 15. Which gates in digital circuits are required to convert an NOR-based SR latch to an SR flip-flop? A. 2 input AND gates. B. To 3 input AND gate ESC. To 2 input OR gates. D. To 3 input OR gates. Correct answer is to 2 input AND gates. 16. Logic unit is the fastest of all logic families. A. TTL. B. DTLC, CMOS. D. ECL. Correct answer is ECL. 17. BIOS is used by A. operating system B, compiler, interpreter D, application software. Correct answer is operating system. 18. Threading is done by A. Output B, operating system, input D, memory. Correct answer is operating system. 19. What are the types of distributed operating system? A. Zone-based operating system B, level-based operating system, network operating system D, all of the above. Correct answer is network operating system. 20. A process is in a blocked state waiting for some I/O service. When the service is completed, it goes to the state A. Terminated B. Suspended, running D. Ready. Correct answer is ready state. 21. Formats data is stored in the database management system. A. Image B. Tablet, text D. Graph. Correct answer is table. 22. A set of entitles of the same type that share same properties or attributes is A. Relation set B. Tuplesque, entity set D. Entity relation model. Correct answer is entity set. 23. Example of referential integrity constraint is A. PKB, FKC, CKD, SK. Correct answer is foreign key. 24. A hash function must meet criteria A. To be 3, 4D, none of the above. Correct answer is 3. 25. Is a type of data definition language command. A. Create B. Update X, delete D. Merge. Correct answer is create. 26. What does an RDBMS consist of? A. Collection of records B. Collection of keys, collection of tables D. Collection of fields. Correct answer is collection of tables. 27. In the layered hierarchy, as the data packet moves from the upper to the lower layered, headers are A. Added B. Removed, rearranged D. Modified. Correct answer is added. 28. Which medium has higher bandwidth? A. Coaxial B. Optical fiber, twisted D. Electrical cable. Correct answer is optical fiber. 29. Which of the following are transport layer protocols used in networking? A. TCP and FTP B. UDP and HTTP C. TCP and UDP D. HTTP and FTP. Correct answer is TCP and UDP. 30. An NAS solution is most appropriate for what types of data environment? A. Secured access B. Shared access, remote access D. Parallel access. Correct answer is network attached storage is solution of shared access. This is all 30 MCQ questions that are asked in Nepal Rastra Bank example. Now heading to written exam of 70 marks. 1. Differences between I/O programming and memory mapped I/O. In I/O programming, the CPU communicates with peripheral devices such as keyboards, mice, storage devices through specific I/O instructions that typically performs transferring data between CPU registers and I/O ports, which are separate from the main memory address space. In memory mapped I/O, it integrates I/O devices into the memory address space. Each device is assigned a range of memory addresses, and the CPU communicates with the devices by reading from and writing to these memory addresses as if they were regular memory locations. Input-output, I/O, programming and memory mapped I/O are two different methods used in computer systems to manage input and output operations. Here's a comparison of I/O programming and memory mapped I/O in tabular form. 2. What is a synchronous machine? Write down. In synchronous systems, all operations are synchronized to a central clock signal, ensuring that every component updates its state simultaneously at predefined intervals. Asynchronous machines, on the other hand, operate without a global clock. Instead, they rely on local timing signals and dependencies to determine when state transitions occur. Asynchronous machines often consume less power compared to synchronous counterparts because they do not continuously toggle between clock cycles. Asynchronous machines rely on local timing dependencies between different components or signals within the circuit. Designing asynchronous machines can be more complex compared to synchronous designs due to the lack of a global clock and the need to manage local timing dependencies. Techniques such as state encoding, hazard detection, and handshake protocols are used to ensure correct operation and timing behavior. Asynchronous machines are commonly used in applications where precise timing is not critical or where the system operates at variable speeds. Examples include asynchronous counters, communication protocols, data transmission interfaces, and control systems. 3. What are common operating system threats? An operating system, and #40, OS, and #41, is a software program that acts as an intermediary between computer hardware and software applications. It manages and coordinates hardware resources, provides essential services to software applications, and enables users to interact with the computer system. Operating systems face a variety of threats that can compromise their security and integrity. Some common security threats are: malware. Malicious software or malware includes viruses, worms, trojans, ransomware, spyware, and adware. Malware can infect an operating system by exploiting vulnerabilities or tricking users into downloading or executing malicious code. Once installed, malware can steal data, disrupt system operations, or damage files. Exploits and vulnerabilities. Operating systems contain software vulnerabilities that attackers can exploit to gain unauthorized access or control over the system. Exploits target weaknesses in the operating system's code, protocols, or configurations, allowing attackers to execute arbitrary code, escalate privileges, or compromise system integrity. Denial of service, DOS, attacks. DOS attacks aim to disrupt or degrade the availability of an operating system or its services by overwhelming the system with a flood of requests, traffic, or resource consumption. Distributed denial of service, DDoS, attacks involve multiple coordinated sources, social engineering. Social engineering attacks manipulate users into disclosing sensitive information, such as usernames, passwords, or security credentials. Common techniques include spamming, phishing emails, pretexting, baiting, and impersonation, which exploit human psychology and trust to bypass security controls. Physical attacks. Physical attacks target the hardware components or physical infrastructure supporting the operating system. Examples include theft, tampering, destruction, or manipulation of devices, servers, or data centers, posing risks to system availability, confidentiality, and integrity. 4. What are differences between data mining and data warehousing? Data warehousing involves the process of collecting, storing, and managing large volumes of structured data from various sources to support decision-making processes within an organization. Data mining is the process of discovering patterns, trends, and insights from large datasets using statistical, machine learning, and data analysis techniques. Data mining employs a wide range of algorithmic techniques, including regression analysis, decision trees, neural networks, clustering algorithms, association role mining, and natural language processing, NLP, etc. 5. Differences between client-server model and peer-to-peer model. In the client-server model, computing tasks are divided between clients, which initiate requests for services or resources, and servers, which fulfill those requests. Servers are dedicated machines or processes that provide specific services or resources to clients upon request, and clients are typically end-user devices or applications that request services from servers. In the peer-to-peer, P2P model, computing tasks are distributed among peers, which are interconnected nodes or devices that share resources and collaborate directly with each other. Peers function both as clients and servers, initiating requests for services or resources while also providing services or resources to other peers. 6. What are differences between RPC and RMI? Remote Procedure Call, RPC, is a protocol that allows a program to execute procedures or functions on a remote computer as if they were local, abstracting the details of network communication. Remote Method Invocation, RMI, is a Java-specific mechanism that allows objects in one Java virtual machine, JVM, to invoke methods on objects located in another JVM, enabling distributed object-oriented programming. RMI is specific to the Java programming language and is tightly integrated with Java's object-oriented features and runtime environment. 7. Explain the requirements of hash functions. Hash functions are fundamental components in computer science and cryptography used for various purposes such as data integrity verification, password hashing, digital signatures, and hash tables. A hash function is a mathematical algorithm that takes an input or message and produces a fixed-size string of characters, which is typically a hexadecimal or binary representation of the hash value. Deterministic and fast computable. Hash functions must produce the same hash value for the same input consistently to ensure that identical inputs always result in the same output hash, enabling predictable and reliable behavior in hash-based applications. And capable of generating hash values quickly, even for large inputs. Pre-image resistance. A hash function should resist reverse engineering or pre-image attacks, meaning it should be computationally infeasible to determine the original input, message, from its hash value alone. Collision resistance. Hash functions should be collision resistant, meaning it should be computationally infeasible to find two different inputs that produce the same hash value. Avalanche effect. Hash functions should exhibit the avalanche effect, where even a small change in the input results in a significantly different hash value. Uniform distribution. Hash functions should generate hash values that are uniformly distributed across the output space. Efficient implementation. Hash functions should be implementable efficiently using standard cryptographic primitives and algorithms, allowing them to be deployed on various computing platforms and integrated into diverse applications without significant resource consumption. 8. Why are all big companies looking for CISA as Information System Auditor? CISA stands for Certified Information Systems Auditor. It is a globally recognized certification awarded by ISACA, formerly known as the Information Systems Audit and Control Association, to professionals who demonstrate expertise in auditing, controlling, monitoring, and assessing information technology and business systems. The CISA certification is designed for individuals involved in the audit, control, and assurance of information systems and provides them with the knowledge and skills necessary to assess the effectiveness of an organization's information systems and governance processes. CISA certification holders possess specialized knowledge and skills in auditing, controlling, and assessing information systems. They are trained to evaluate the effectiveness of IT governance processes, identify risks and vulnerabilities, and provide recommendations for improving controls and security measures. CISA-certified professionals are trained to assess risks, evaluate controls, and develop strategies for managing risks effectively, which is essential for safeguarding company assets and maintaining business continuity. CISA certification is valued by large companies because it demonstrates that candidates have the knowledge, skills, and expertise necessary to fulfill the critical role of information system auditor effectively. By hiring CISA-certified professionals, companies can enhance their information security posture, mitigate risks, and ensure compliance with regulatory requirements, ultimately contributing to the overall success and resilience of the organization. 9. Design a Mod 5 synchronous up counter using JK flip-flop. Step 1. Determine the number of flip-flops required. Since we want to design a Mod 5 counter, we need at least 3 flip-flops to represent the count values from 0 to 4. Step 2. Design the state diagram and transition table. Create a state transition table that outlines the next state for each present state and input combination. Since it's a synchronous counter, the inputs to the flip-flops are their current states, as Figure 1. Step 3. Choose JK flip-flops and determine the excitation table of circuit using JK's excitation table, as Figure 2. Step 4. Now, using K-map to excitable table of inputs and evaluate expression of circuit. Step 5. Finally designing Mod 5 synchronous up counter with evaluated expression that is obtained from K-map. 10. Explain about DDL, DML, DCL with examples in DBMS. In database management systems, DBMS, DDL, DML, and DCL are 3 categories of SQL, structured query language, commands that serve different purposes in managing and manipulating databases. Data Definition Language, DDL. DDL is used to define and manage the structure of database objects such as tables, indexes, views, and schemas. It allows users to create, modify, and delete database objects. Common DDL commands include create, alter, and drop. Examples of DDL commands. 1. Creates a new table in the database. Create table employees. Employee ID int primary key. First name varchar 50. Last name varchar 50. Department ID int. 2. Modifies the structure of an existing table. Alter table employees. Add column email varchar 100. 3. Deletes an existing table from the database. Drop table employees. Data Manipulation Language, DML. DML is used to manipulate data stored in the database. It allows users to insert, retrieve, update, and delete data from tables. Common DML commands include select, insert, update, and delete. Examples of DML commands. 1. Inserts new records into a table. Insert into employees, employee ID, first name, last name, department ID. Values 1. John Doe 101. 2. Retrieves data from one or more tables based on specified criteria. Select asterisk from employees where department ID is equal to 101. 3. Modifies existing records in a table. Update employees, set department ID is equal to 102 where employee ID is equal to 1. 4. Deletes records from a table based on specified criteria. Delete from employees where employee ID is equal to 1. Data Control Language, DCL. DCL is used to control access to the database and its objects. It allows users to grant and revoke privileges, permissions, on database objects. Common DCL commands include grant and revoke. Examples of DCL commands. 1. Grants specific privileges to users or roles on database objects. Grant select, insert on employees to user 1. 2. Revokes previously granted privileges from users or roles on database objects. Revoke insert on employees from user 1. DDL is used for defining database structure, DML is used for manipulating data, and DCL is used for controlling access and permissions in a database management system. 11. Explain ISO layer with suitable diagram. The ISO OSI, Open Systems Interconnection, model is a conceptual framework that standardizes the functions of a telecommunication or computing system into 7 distinct layers. Each layer serves a specific purpose and communicates with the adjacent layers through well-defined protocols. 1. Physical layer, Layer 1. The physical layer deals with the physical transmission of data over the network medium. It defines the electrical, mechanical, and procedural characteristics of the physical connection between devices. This layer includes specifications for cables, connectors, voltages, and signaling. Example devices, hubs, repeaters, cables. 2. Data link layer, Layer 2. The data link layer provides error-free transmission of data frames between adjacent nodes over a physical link. It is responsible for framing, error detection, and flow control. This layer ensures that data packets are delivered reliably and efficiently. Example devices, switches, bridges, NICs. 3. Network layer, Layer 3. The network layer facilitates the routing of data packets across multiple networks. It selects the best path for data transmission, performs logical addressing, and handles congestion control and packet sequencing. This layer enables end-to-end communication between devices across different networks. Example devices, routers, Layer 3 switches. 4. Transport layer, Layer 4. The transport layer ensures reliable and orderly delivery of data between end systems. It establishes, maintains, and terminates connections, segments data into smaller packets, and provides error recovery and flow control mechanisms. This layer enables end-to-end communication and ensures data integrity. Example protocols, TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, UDP, User Datagram Protocol. 5. Session layer, Layer 5. The session layer establishes, manages, and terminates sessions between applications on different devices. It provides mechanisms for session establishment, maintenance, and synchronization, allowing applications to exchange data in a structured and orderly manner. This layer manages dialog control and ensures that communication sessions are secure and reliable. Example functions, session establishment, synchronization. This is OSI layer diagram. So this is it for our Paper 1 exam. We will meet again. Stay tuned guys. Like the video for giving my efforts and subscribe if you want for contents regarding Lok Seva exam preparation as an IT officer or engineer. Thank you.